Fiskers, Cold Steel, Pipe Hawk. Which is better at a one-tool option? We're about to find out. Okay, so before I get started with this video, I want to tell everybody right quick that my friend Viet Normbo is the one that put me up to this. Viet Normbo is a huge fan of the Fiskers brand, and it was actually Viet Normbo that actually turned me onto the Fiskers brand myself. And I've got to tell you, I have been absolutely ecstatic with Fiskers so far. I have no complaints with it, but the reason I don't choose it as a one-tool option is for the simple fact that I can fix this if it ever breaks. Now, Viet Normbo has a couple videos of a destruction test with one of these things, and it shows that you have to beat the ever-loving hell out of it before it breaks. And it was almost a fluke that it broke anyway, because the guy that was swinging the axe clipped this part here and the head came out. So, is this ever going to break? Probably not. But I also had a German Shepherd who recently passed away a couple years ago, also showed me that an indestructible dog bowl can also be destroyed. So synthetic, even though it's supposed to be indestructible, I do think that eventually it can break. So if it does break, I can still manufacture some kind of handle for this one, but it's going to be quicker and easier for me to manufacture this handle rather than it would be for a handle for this. That is the main reason I choose this over this. I'm not saying that this is going to outperform this, and I'm not saying that this is going to outperform this. That's my main reason for choosing this one over this one. Okay, now, before I get this thing started, everybody knows how sharp I keep my tomahawk, so I want to also show that I keep my Fiskers very sharp as well. So let me remove a little bit of hair off my arm, and that way there will be no doubt that this is just as sharp as my tomahawk. Very thin. Okay, so smaller things such as carving is important. So let's take this stick. Again, let's put a notch in it, make a spike out of it, let's run it in the ground. Okay, there's my notch. Round to the end just a little bit. Put a decent point on it. Okay, now what you just saw happened is a lot of it's probably just a fluke, but that's what happened whenever I started to hammer this thing in. You guys seen that it was going off the side of it. It was ricocheting off the side of it, and that's due to the fact that, see if you can see that, it's a little rounded right there. Now that could easily be taken care of with an angle grinder or a belt sander or something like that, and then I guarantee that probably would not happen. Alright, so moving on to medium-sized wood. You can see the ants are pretty ticked off at me right now, and they are going to be very upset when they see what I'm about to do to this piece of wood. Now, before I get started chopping this, another thing that I've done is I got to thinking about it, and I went ahead and took my homemade handle off of my tomahawk and put the stock handle back on. That way both of these items are just how they came from the store, minus me taking the paint off the tomahawk and putting a forced patina on it, as well as sharpening both of them. Let's see what the tomahawk's going to do. Okay, now I can tell you right now, I'm working a lot harder with this Fiskers. split this thing. Alright, now, Fiskers did split that thing like a champ. I'll give it that. My Tomahawk split it better. Let's give the Fiskers another go, just because it's ticking off the ants and they're biting the ever-loving crap out of me. So the more destruction I can do to them at this point is making me quite happy, because they are eating me alive. Alright, there's no doubt that Fiskers does do a really good job splitting. But I'm sorry, I just think the Tomahawk does better. Okay, so one tool option, Fiskers versus the pipe hawk. Food prep, obviously, is going to go to the Fiskers. This thing did very, very well when it came to food prep. Small carving, they both performed pretty equal in the carving aspect, but the edge is going to have to go here, just because of when I hammered that thing in, this flat edge didn't split the wood like that rounded part did. Medium-sized chopping, again, pipe hawk. You guys saw how labor intensive it was for me to perform that with this. So, and then when it came to splitting, the Fiskers did really well. Sorry guys, but the pipe hawk seemed like it destroyed it in it. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Fiskers, because I do believe they are a very, very great product. They do have a great bang for their buck. Hence the reason I keep buying their stuff. So stay tuned. We'll see what this little beauty can do. Again, guys, have a good one.